Well, now that school is out, COVID restrictions loosened, and countries reopening their borders to travelers, many will be enjoying a summer getaway with the family.
But if you're looking to steer clear of crowds, our next guest suggests a family camping trip. And joining us live with tips on how to have a fun, smooth, and calm experience is parenting educator Laura Linn Knight. Laura, thanks for joining us all the way from San Rafael.
Thank you so much for having me. Thanks for having me on the show.
Okay, so now a lot of families, they want to go camping, but they're a bit intimidated. What would you say to those folks?
Yeah, I can completely relate. So I grew up camping, and I would go camping with my mom all the time. She was a single mom that raised me, and she took me to the most amazing campgrounds, and we would find hidden hot springs, and it was such special memories for me. And I knew that I wanted to do that for my children too, but I was also really intimidated. So when my daughter turned 2 and my son was 4, my husband and I decided that we were gonna take the leap and start camping. And I remember bringing the pack and play and putting it inside the tent. And we were rusty, I'll be honest, we were pretty rusty to begin with, but you know what? We are a camping family now, and we camp once a month. My mom still comes camping with us often. We have been able to go throughout the pandemic and really avoid the crowds, which has been super nice and special. And so I would say to all those families out there that are a little bit nervous about camping, I relate. But when you go camping with your family, you create bonds and memories and a closeness that is just so incredible and special. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Well, and so I work with many parents now to help them camp.
Yeah, you sound like an expert for sure. Let's start with one of the most stressful parts of camping. It's the meals.
The meals. So when I was new to camping, I think I brought my entire house. I think I brought everything I could bring, right? And almost to the point where my husband's trying to shove it in the back of the SUV, and we just didn't even have room for our tent. There's my son camping, eating a meal at the campfire. So I've learned over the years to plan my meals ahead. That's so important. And here's my tip for this. Just find a few ingredients that can go into multiple dishes. So red bell peppers, for example, they go into our tinfoil dinners. We use them on skewers. They get sliced up for lunch to go into a dip. They can be put into a salad. So on my website, I have a list of ingredients and just different meal suggestions for a short camping trip.
Okay, so when you go on a trip, you don't want to leave any evidence that you were there, so trash bags obviously very important.
Yes, definitely. It's always really important to pick up trash, and I also always bring an extra big trash bag for our clothes. So I always suggest to new-time campers, remember to bring layers. In California, especially right now, we have the heat wave coming up. We have the warm weather, but at night it can get really, really cold. And nighttime is when our family likes to sit around the fire and tell riddles and silly jokes. And so make sure that you layer up and then put everything in the trash bag, all the dirty clothes in the trash bag. When you get home, they can go into the washing machine so your whole house doesn't smell like a campfire after.
And probably the same thing for the toy bag as well. But let's talk about the tents and how to make them extra comfortable.
Yeah, a lot of parents, what they tell me is, I don't want to go camping because I don't want to be too uncomfortable. And so what we always suggest, or what I always suggest, is bring extra blankets. If you can borrow a blow-up mattress, that's fabulous. You know, you can get some camping gear now that's not too expensive. And so just make it as comfortable as possible for you and your children so that you can get a cozy night's sleep. And just when you're going in and out of your tent, you might want to put a little mat in the front to wipe your feet on. And be sure to bring headlamps and flip-flops for middle of the night bathroom trips.
Okay, and finally you say break the rules.
Yes, break the rules. Let your kids stay up late. Dig in the dirt, play in the mud, just go out and have fun, because you are making memories with your children that are going to last a lifetime. And it's so important, not only for your children, but I find for my husband and I, it's the time where we have no devices. We're really connected. We just get to spend quality time together. And in such a busy day and age, that quality time is really precious for all of us.
Laura, thank you for the tips, and be safe out there camping and enjoy it.
Thank
I'm sure
you.
July 4th will be a lot of fun. And for more information on parenting educator Laura Linn Knight and her tips, you can always head to her website. It's there on your screen, lauralinnknight.com.